Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, accompanied by the 2012 NASCAR Sprint Cup champion, Brad Keselowski.
Good afternoon, everybody. Please have a seat. We are here today to celebrate a great American sport. And obviously we've had this event scheduled for some time, and events have a way of intervening. Obviously our minds right now are very much with our fellow Americans and fans and competitors from all over the world who woke up yesterday and went to run and cheer on at another terrific sporting event, the Boston Marathon. So I know the entire NASCAR family shares with me just an incredible sense of loss. We mourn the victims. We pray for their loved ones. And rest assured, as I said today, and will continue to say until it gets done, we're going to uncover whoever it is that was responsible for yesterday's cowardly act. We're going to find out why they did it, and they will be brought to justice. And today we are here to congratulate Brad Keselowski for winning his first NASCAR Sprint Cup championship, so give him a big round of applause. I don't think a single one of Brad's fans has forgotten the post-race interview he gave on SportsCenter after taking the Cup in the Homestead last year. It was memorable for a few reasons, but mostly it was a celebration with the fans that helped to make his victory possible. And Brad said on that day, "Life is a team sport, and I have the best team. My family, my friends, my fans, my co-workers. Without them, I am nothing." That's what Brad said. And that's really what life's all about. Our family, our friends, our co-workers, everybody who makes us who we are. The people who are there through triumph, but also through tragedy and hardship. The people who cheer us on when we succeed and who pick us up when we fall. That's who we remember. That's what matters in life as well as in sports. Now, Brad is a heck of a driver, but he and every other driver rely on a whole team of people to keep everything running right. Because if one thing goes wrong, a slow pit stop, a missing lug nut, a flat tire, if one person is not doing his or her part, that can cost you the race. And Brad will be first to tell you that it was his crew's consistency throughout the season that put him in a position to take home the Cup. The partnership between Brad and his crew chief, Paul Wolfe, who's here today, is admired and well known around NASCAR world, so give Paul a big round of applause. Their friendship, their teamwork, their desire to win it all kept the whole crew firing on all cylinders, especially in that final race. With the help of his crew, Brad brought home the first ever Sprint Cup championship for team owner Roger Penske, who is something of a racing legend himself. So congratulations to Brad and Roger and Paul and all the Penske racing team. Congratulations. Now, folks, I was just talking to Brad on the way out. People who've known Brad a long time aren't surprised, I gather, that he's up here, because he practically grew up on a racetrack with his dad and his uncle, tinkering on cars, working the crew for their family-owned race team before he got behind the wheel. He had it in his blood from the beginning. His racer's mentality, his commitment to the team, and his belief that you've always got to keep pushing to be your best. That's why he started the Race to Recovery program through his Checkered Flag Foundation. Race to Recovery recognizes wounded warriors who've worked hard through intense rehabilitation to come back from their injuries. And those brave warriors get to head down to the track for a VIP experience and a chance to ride shotgun with Brad. Because for Brad, our veterans are an important part of his team. Again, I'm going to quote him. "I couldn't do what I do on the racetrack without these men and women making the sacrifices that they do for me." So, Brad, I want to thank you for visiting with some of our wounded warriors later this afternoon. And I want to thank you, as well as the chairman and CEO of NASCAR, Brian France, who's here, for not only being present at this celebration, but your long tradition of honoring our troops and our veterans. We very much appreciate it. So none of us could do what we do without the men and women who sacrifice for us every single day, our troops, our veterans, and as we were reminded yesterday, once again, the first responders and National Guardsmen who run towards trouble without regard for their own safety so they can look out for ours. I want to thank all of them, all our men and women in uniform who keep us safe. But most of all, we're here today to congratulate Brad and his whole team. Best of luck as you gear up for this year's chase. I was just telling them I was getting tired of seeing Johnson all the time, and I understand that now Brad and Jimmy are going at it again. So I know that this is going to be a competitive race, a competitive sprint this year as well. And I know that all the drivers in NASCAR bring great joy to their fans, great competitive spirit to what they do every single day. It is a unique American sport, and we are so proud to support it. So, Brad, congratulations. Great job.
Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. That means, boy, would I like to win another one. Because, you know, doing events like this are the ultimate showing of respect. It's quite honestly just a large honor, and something that I'll look back on and cherish forever as far as what it means. You know, obviously I love my country, and I do a lot of different things, whether it's fly the flag after a race and so forth, and I love history, and I love racing. And so this is kind of the perfect combination of all three, you know, winning and racing and the history of the White House and, you know, obviously our government here at the White House, what it stands for. So to put all those things together is just remarkable, and makes me want to win it again so I can do this again, you know, that's what I'm thinking.
What do you think about that?
You know, I think he had a great message about the solidarity that sports create. You know, when you look at a sporting event, you see a nation as one. And I think that kind of ties in, especially after a tragedy, how people come together. And it makes us all realize, you know, how common our interests really are, even when at times there seems they're not. And I think sports and things of that nature really showcase it. And, you know, the opportunity to continue on and have this event despite this tragedy that was yesterday shows that events of that nature, of that kind of tragedy, won't slow us down as a country or as a people. And I think it's important to keep carrying on.
What does this mean?
No, I was not surprised, because I think it's the right thing to do. Not just because it's me who's obviously being honored, but because of what it means to our country to continue to move on despite those acts and showcase that they won't rattle us. You know, I really appreciate it. I'm one of those guys that really believes in mental strength and intestinal fortitude, and getting back up on the podium and doing all those things that he did today with obviously a tragedy to overcome is not the easy thing to do, but it's the right thing to do.
Last question.
little bit about Joey Logano. He wanted to know about Joey and how Joey was doing after the run-in with Tony, which I thought was great. I said, man, I didn't realize you followed that closely. So that was awesome. And then a little bit about my foundation and some of the things that NASCAR does for the troops. You know, like you said in his speech, obviously NASCAR is a sport that puts a lot of focus on our military and does a lot of things for them. And I think that's something that, you know, based off the conversation I have with the president, he really appreciates about us.
What are you going to do?